Hello everyone, my name is Killer Chicken and I'm back with another video. Today I'm reviewing the Avengers, not even Endgame, doesn't say Endgame up at the top due to not wanting to spoil the name of the movie just in case like the box art got leaked out. So yeah, it basically just says Avengers and then there's an A down here. But this is set number 76124. The War Machine Buster. The set has 362 pieces and retails for $34.99. At first thought, you'd think that this would be kind of pricey, but then you look at the price count and it's actually a pretty typical price. It's called the War Machine Buster, which is kind of an interesting thing because the Hulk Buster was named the Hulk Buster because it was supposed to stop the Hulk from going crazy. So this name is implying that War Machine is the one to be busted. Huh. That's a little bit off. But anyway, the box art is just like all the other sets, just with two different characters at the front. I believe all the sets normally have like a Captain Marvel and an Iron Man, but then this also has Ant-Man and War Machine because at the bottom we have War Machine, Ant-Man, and then also two other Outriders. This has the cinematic characters, and then surprisingly it doesn't actually have the characters over on this side where these characters are like they did on the other boxes. So yeah, as you can see over here they have the Lego versions. And normally I would talk about accuracy when it comes to the set, but I don't want to spoil anything because I have seen the movie, and so I'm not going to be talking about this compared to the actual movie. On the top we've got War Machine sporting the actual size reference up there, and then on the back we just have some other looks at the set. We have some of the functions, some other looks at the minifigures as well. So yeah, I'm basically going to be opening this up, building it, and then reviewing it. So here's the instruction book, and you know the deal. This is just basically the box art on the front, and you've got the set number over here actually, and then the QR code so that you can get the digital version of the instruction book on the LEGO Life app. As you can see, when you open it up, it's just a regular instruction book, nothing important. In the back, you got the piece count and everything over here. LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2, the video game, and then you've got ads for the other sets except for the Compound Battle and Tony Stark's Hall of Armor. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Here's the set all built up, and let's take a close look at those minifigures. So starting off with War Machine, he's kind of the star of this set. As you can see, he has two stud shooter guns, one for his Gatling gun on his shoulder, which I think actually looks good since it's supposed to resemble like a mini gun or something, and it's kind of got that round shape already. This other stud shooter can be used somewhere else in the build that I will show you later on. As you can see, he has the Quantum Realm suit that LEGO Marvel is actually using for almost every single one of the heroes in this wave, and actually I don't know how to feel about this. They look really good, but I feel like I kind of missed some of the characters' actual costumes. Like this is Mark V of War Machine, I believe, and it would have been cool to see what the rest of his armor could have looked like. But I guess now we won't because his armor has been replaced by 4.5, the War Machine Buster. So that's a little bit disappointing, but the costume still looks really good, seeing with those tiny little metallic dots printed on there on the legs. Just the red and white looks really good. On the face, he's got a pretty unique design with not a lot of printing on the bottom and most of it up here. I really like the look of it. It's kind of a new take on the helmet. It flips open to reveal the face, and it's the one from the Bricktober pack, which I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like it's a cool face, especially with the HUD design on the back. But then I feel like the Bricktober pack loses some of its exclusivity, and then it's not as hard to find, which is kind of fun. And I also mentioned this in the Bricktober pack that I wish that his face was the face from the Iron Man 3 sets, because those resemble Don Cheadle really, really good, whereas this does not really. So that's basically all with this minifigure. Let's move on to Ant-Man. Finally, the minifigure we've all been waiting for is this guy, Ant-Man himself, and I think this new helmet is just perfect for his look in the movie, but for some reason the helmet first debuted on Firefly. Like, what is that about? Why did DC get their first try at this helmet? This should have been used for Wasp in the Ant-Man and the Wasp set, but then that kind of would have been weird if Ant-Man had the older helmet and then Wasp had the newer helmet. But anyway, they should have just done this. I don't know. It was clearly made for an Ant-Man. Like, there's nothing that doesn't resemble the Firefly for all I know. It looks basically just like this helmet, just with a little more details. But yeah, it looks exactly like Ant-Man, and I don't know why it was used first for Firefly, but otherwise, it's a very good face print on there. The only thing wrong is you kind of don't get the shaping of the helmet, you just kind of get the look, which I think is okay. But yeah, he's also got the Quantum Realm suit with that amazing printing on the torso, hip, and both of the legs, and then on the back as well. And when you remove the helmet, you'll see that he has, what is it, Henry Turner from Pirates of the Caribbean? I'm not too big on that. It's also being used for Peter Parker in the new Far From Home sets, which is a little bit disappointing. And they give you this new hair, not new, they give you this hair piece to put on him. That way we don't always have a bunch of bald superheroes. See this? Yeah, now this is perfect. That looks really, really good. And hopefully we can see something that looks a little bit like this in the future, just with this printing on it. And they were so close. I don't know what they were thinking. They were one step away from having a good-looking Wasp figure. Next up, we have a return of the lanky Outrider. I don't know why they would have so many different variants of the Outrider in this set, but I mean, in the wave of Endgame sets, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. I think they should stick with one, which I think should have been the one with thick arms and the gold claws at the end. That one really did the character a lot of justice. Aside from that, we have a really good looking minifigure with some nice gold metallic printing and just some gray secondary colors. But if you can see, the face on this guy is a little bit whack. There's like one spot that's missing a little bit of gold, and actually it's the same thing on the next minifigure, which happens to be this one that we saw in the Outrider attack. He's kind of a Outrider with two arms and like kind of this spiky pauldron on his shoulder. Not sure what's going on there, but yeah, that's what his back looks like. I didn't want to take the claw things off of the other guy, so yeah. And also, he does have some weird face printing as well. Like on the left side, well, on our left side, he has a little bit of lack of gold printing, which is kind of interesting. So here's the actual set, and this is the War Machine Buster. Again, not exactly sure why it's called that, because War Machine's not actually getting busted, so yeah. That was a little bit of a weird mistake. So I guess since we can't really see the whole thing, we'll start from the bottom and go up. So first of all, he's got some pretty cool feet. Unlike the Hulk Buster, he doesn't really have individual little toes. He has this piece right here. She's actually using that little silver bar, which I like, in gunmetal gray. He's also got these two that separate out, so I guess if he wants to like hook onto the ground to get a better grip or whatever, and like stabilize himself while he's unloading all of his firepower, I guess you could do that. But yeah, those are connected to a big ball joint, so they are able to move around pretty freely. There's a lot of movement you can get out of both of these feet. They are identical builds, so there's nothing different about each foot. And on the legs, they're close to identical, but they're kind of inverted so that this piece is on this side and this piece is on that side and that kind of stuff. He's also got these cool knee pads using this piece. I don't know if I've seen that before. It might have been like in Bionicle or like a buildable figures or something like that. I'm not sure, but I don't think I've seen it before. It actually doesn't have any articulation in the knee, which I think is the norm for a lot of the nowadays mechs. They really just, I don't have any hope for any kind of knee articulation unless it's a really big mech. And they've got some sticker detail right here, which is actually like a shiny sticker, whereas the piece that they put it on is just a gray color. So that's kind of interesting. Over by the chest area, we have these kind of angled, which I like. They don't move unless you push them that way, but they're not really supposed to. You've got kind of the arc reactor right there, and then it flips open, right? You've got like this nice dome print right here, and that can flip open. And then you've got room for your character right there. They also have these silver bars right there, and that's pretty cool as well. And you've got the character right here. And actually, one thing I wanted to point out is that you get these extra studs on this kind of little plate, which you can actually slide in there. And then once you put your minifigure in, he keeps it kind of in place. So that's actually really cool. So then you just press that there, and then that flips over, and he's pretty much not able to be seen. Oh, there you go. I've actually had some trouble with that guy's face for some reason. It keeps like falling off. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, on both arms, they're both identical. Like the hands are both identical, just with the fingers in different places, and basically an inverted build with the hands coming out this way instead of that way. And I think they executed this motion really well. They were able to get the elbow to kind of go wherever you want, so because this pad is able to move around, unlike with the Hulkbuster, if you like lifted it up too high, the pad would like fall off, which I think they did a better job right here. But the one thing is that now that they've got good shoulder movement, I think that hindered the elbow movement, so now his whole arm is stuck at a 90-degree angle, so you can't like extend it at all. It's stuck. I guess that they gave us a little bit of articulation here to kind of help to satisfy us, but it didn't really, and I'm a little bit disappointed there, because I like my mechs having a lot of motion, but this one kind of was very limited, and I don't know how to feel about it. But you still can get some pretty cool poses out of this guy. He sure could pack a pretty mean like hook punch, that's for sure. Like, that's not stopping his power. But anyway, staying on the topic of his hands, as you can see, you've got these two little hold studs right there. I mean, they're not really studs, they're like rounded 2x2s with holes in them. And you can take these stud shooters that I previously mentioned, and you can connect them here. So now he's got two stud shooters on his hands, and you're able to like kind of move those around so you can have him pointing around wherever he wants. It's really cool, actually. And yeah, you know how stud shooters work. Basically just push down and boom. Now, and I actually didn't lose that stud, I think. Wait, nope, that fell off the table. Okay. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool. He's got some nice sticker detail on both sides of his chest and then up on his shoulders as well. Right here it says James Rhodes right there. And then Mark 4.5. I'm not sure why. Most of the time, marks aren't half a mark. I mean, the Hulkbuster was like Mark 44, so I don't know why this is Mark 4.5 instead of Mark 5. So yeah, not exactly sure what that's about. Got stickers on both of these little panels right there. And then now for the firepower. Up here they have flick fire missiles? Like, what's that about? When did these guys come back to their never really having glory? But I don't know why these guys are back at all. I mean, you know how flick fire missiles work. They've never really been a favorite because of how poor they perform. So yeah, that was just a little small look at how those work. So yeah, a little bit better than the flick fire missiles. We've got like the stud 6-firing shooter, which, you know, you fire them and then they go everywhere. I think I actually kept all those on the table. Yeah, there we go. None of them got lost. Yay. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. This guy has a lot of firepower. You know, you've got like both stud shooters on his hands, and then you've got the big kind of minigun, big minigun, and then you've got the missile launchers right here. So yeah, this guy really packs a punch, and I think that's pretty much it. Actually, like on the back, he's got a lot of anti-studs exposed, which I guess isn't that bad. But yeah, that's pretty much all with this guy, and I'm pretty satisfied. There are a few things that I would have liked a little bit better if they had been executed, but I mean, for what it is really, really cool. Alright everyone, so as far as price and stuff goes for this set, I definitely feel like you don't get as much stuff, because the Hulkbuster, you not only got the Hulkbuster, but then you also got the minifigures and then that little bad guy turret. But with this, you just get the War Machine Buster. But then you definitely get a lot of pieces, because this not only does it's like a beefier thing, but then you also have these turrets on the top, which is pretty cool. And then you also get these awesome minifigures. So I definitely don't feel like the price is at all a issue, but you definitely probably might think that you're not getting as much. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it with the set. I love the minifigures, and I love the overall build of the mech, and I just wish there was a little bit more articulation in the arms, but other than that, it's really, really good. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you found it helpful, also do that. And if you enjoy my channel, be sure to subscribe. And if you are, then click the bell icon to stay up to date on everything that I post. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you next time.